Are you a business owner looking to claim R&D tax credits for your furloughed staff? In this video, we will discuss everything you need to know about claiming R&D tax credits while dealing with furloughs, sick leave, annual leave, and other coronavirus funding. Get all the latest information to make sure your R&D tax credit claim is a success. Can I claim R&D tax credits for my furloughed staff? You are not eligible to get R&D tax credits for the time your employees were on furlough. This applies to both the RDEC and the SME R&D tax credit schemes. This also applies to any proportional staff costs, such as pension and NI contributions. Before July 1, 2020, employees on furlough were not permitted to do any work at all. As a result, any furloughed employees would not have been working on research and development. However, the government began offering flexible furloughs on July 1, 2020. Flexible furlough meant that your workers could work part-time, with only their furloughed hours being subsidized by the government. These employees might have done part-time R&D work as a result. Therefore, you can make a claim for the time spent working on R&D projects, but not for the time spent on furlough. Do state aid rules apply to furlough payments? According to Section 1138 of the Corporation Tax Act of 2009, furlough payments are a type of general subsidy. The impact on your R&D tax credits is the same, even though they are not officially notified state aids. This means that a project cannot be eligible for the SME R&D tax credit if it has any costs connected to furlough payments. Instead, you will need to use the less generous RDEC scheme to claim all of the costs associated with that project. Both the furloughed workers and the furloughed hours should be explicitly separated from the relevant R&D project. Additionally, you must accurately account for the funding obtained via the furlough scheme payments and demonstrate that they did not support your R&D projects. You must be able to prove that the payments for your R&D projects and the furloughed workers are entirely separate. If you do this clearly, then using the furlough scheme will not hurt your SME R&D tax credit claim. Accounting for furlough payments and R&D tax credits. You will be required to pay corporation tax, since the government's furlough payments are considered gross income. This shouldn't affect your staff costs if they are adequately separated. Staff costs will continue to be eligible expenses for the R&D tax credit scheme. It goes without saying that you will need to allocate the time your employee spent on R&D and deduct staff costs from that period. In the event that your staff was on flexible furlough, this is very important. Any costs you claimed for your SME R&D tax credit could not have been covered by your furlough claim. All of the expenses for that R&D project would be in jeopardy if you funded any of your R&D using your furlough payments, and HMRC would need to transfer the claim to the RDEC scheme. Claiming R&D tax credits for sick leave and annual leave. You may deduct any sick pay or annual leave that was taken during the time period when allocating the hours worked by part-time, furloughed employees. As a result, you must specify exactly how many hours were supported by the furlough program, how many employees worked on the R&D project, and how many hours were used for sick pay or paid annual leave. The last two of them can be included in your eligible R&D expenses. Claiming R&D tax credits and other coronavirus funding. You cannot claim the R&D tax credit for the days your employee was absent if you received the coronavirus statutory sick pay rebate for that time. Reduction in CSSPR is a notified state aid. You must therefore explicitly distinguish these funds from your R&D project. If not, you must file a claim through the less generous RDEC scheme for the project. The business-focused lending schemes such as the Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme and bounce-back loans are considered notified state aid. To ensure a successful SME claim, you must isolate those funds from your R&D expenses. Future fund payments are treated like commercial loans and are exempt from state aid rules. From rising energy prices to soaring inflation, UK SMEs are grappling with a number of significant business challenges going into the next financial year. You can't control many of these factors. What you can control is how well you improve your cash flow, prepare for the unexpected, and make the right choice for your business's near-term future. This may be one of the most volatile periods in recent history, but we can help you meet your growth plans through tax incentives aimed specifically for your business. It's easy to speak with us. Click the link in the description to arrange a callback from a tax specialist in our team. We'd love to talk to you, so please reach out for complete peace of mind.